Hey everyone, Brian here to talk about the board exam for the PT channel here. So you got the physical therapy board exam. It's a pretty tough test, but if you put your time in and study on there too, I'm sure you'll be okay. The first thing you need is to know is when you're going to be able to take the exam. A lot of programs finish in April or May on there too, and now they only provide the test 4 times a year. When I took it many years ago, I sound old, but many years ago when you were able to take it, you could take it anytime. We graduated in May. I took it in July just by studying perhaps on that time, so it's not that big a deal, but you could take it at your convenience and when you wanted to. You could take it in August or whatever. Now you got to sign up for it and only take it certain times of the year. So you want to go to the website, your health website. The main website you want to go to is the fsbpt.org, and that's the federal state board for the physical therapy group there that gets the exam, when you're going to take it. You have to register all that, register with your state, make sure you have your transcripts and everything done with your school when you're ready to take it. Stay up on that so you're prepared and you can take that. One less thing to worry about is if you're waiting on your school and registering for the exam and everything. So go check out that website, fsbpt.org. Very important to check that out and learn what you have to take on there. The other stuff you're going to need is review books. Very important. This is an older book. It's the O'Sullivan Review Book. It's a great book on there too. They give you 3 practice tests. Very important to have those down and studied and done with those. Very important to do that because you have to get in the mindset for your 250 question test to see how they're going to test you. Now basically the board exam is broken into a couple different sections, but they're all just questions that are 250 multiple choice questions. They give you 4 answers. You can take the first 2 out because you're not going to do them, but the last 2 of the 4 you're going to choose. So you got a question, you got 4 answers. The first 2 you can immediately rule out, so you're going to narrow it down to 2, most likely all the time. The 2 answers of the question, you're going to have to pick the best answer. I know everyone hates that, but it's the best, safest answer for it. And the book and the exam tough stuff is going to be important to do it. So it's great because in the review book, you have many different chapters in there. So you got 16 chapters of it, and they go from musculoskeletal to neuro to cardiovascular to everything. So it's all in there. So you got it all broken down. Very important to study those as quickly as possible, as early as often as you can. And in the back, you have the questions, then the answers, and the breakdown of what the answer is and why is right or why it's wrong on there too. So it's a rationale of what's right, what the right answer is on there too. The 3 practice tests are very important. Again, the O'Sullivan Review Book, very important to have. Now this is another course that's by O'Sullivan as well. They came to the school, they come to your school on there too. If your school doesn't provide that, that's okay. It's not a make or break on there too, but it's nice because they give you a couple other things in here, and they give you another practice test in here. There's no CD or anything, but it's a practice test, and they give you there to as many practice tests as you can take, I recommend on there too. So check those out. Very important to have that. I recommend studying with a group of 2 to 3 people in your class if you're still around them, if you didn't move back to wherever you're going to, if you still have classmates around there. 4 or more is too much on there too. We used to study 2 sections at a time, like musculoskeletal and therapeutic exercise, or cardio and whatever. And you link 2 chapters together. Monday through Thursday we studied at your own convenience, and we met together for 2 to 3 hours at a time, and then we took practice tests on Friday. Saturday and Sunday you were on your own to study, and it feels weird to not study something every day, so make it your job to study. I graduated in May, Memorial Day weekend, many years ago, but ultimately I studied the end of May, all of June, half of July, and then I took the test at the end of July. Very important to have those things down to break up there so you feel like you're ready to take the test. So a good solid, at minimum, 6 weeks of studying to do that. And by that time, you'll be ready to take the test and you want to get it over with on there. It's a computerized test, so you have to go to a testing center to sit at a testing booth thing. I got put right by the door, so don't sit by that if you can. You get a key, you bring your ID and a form of identification, your keys. You take a picture of you so they know it's you. You put your stuff in a locker, you get the key to the locker, and you get whatever assigned section it was. I was number 1, which was right by the door. It was horrible. Everybody was coming in and out at the same time, and people were taking tests or whatever they were doing there too. So it's pretty annoying. Got distracted a couple times. Just got to focus. Take your time on there too. They give you 5 hours to take the test. You want to be done whenever you get done. If you're a quick test taker, take your time and go through it and get done in 2-3 hours, then get done. Other questions you're going to know or you're not going to know. Don't overthink them. Do not infer any other material besides what is given to you. So if you read a question and it says, this so-and-so is this and presents with this, don't say, well, the typical presentation would be this for that condition and they don't have this. How do I know it's this? The information is what is going to be there for you. And then pick the safest answer. Always safety first and as always. So you're going to know that you would pick a rolling walker at this stage because 6 weeks out it's going to be from a cemented total knee replacement or a total hip replacement because it's going to be safer to do that or whatever, or they could weight bear right away. That's a bad example, but that's just an example of what it is. Don't infer what it is. The material that's in the question, just go by that. And some of the answers and the questions are easy. They're not always going to be all hard. There's 250 questions. 50 of them are going to be trial questions. 50 of them are going to be ones you don't know that are going to be scored or not, but you're going to just answer the questions as you know them or not. So they're going to be 50 trial questions scattered in there. They might be scored at a later date, but it's just trial to see how people do on there too. So out of 200 questions, you got to get a passing grade of 75 or above. So you're going to wait a couple weeks for the results, and it's going to be a little nerve-wracking. Try and have some fun and relax a little bit, and then move on to the law jurisprudence exam. That's another video for another time, but in some states you got to take a law exam to pass for that, and there's 29 states in the United States, I believe, are moving that way to taking the law exam. And of course the state I do is one of those. But again, questions, comments, please leave them below. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. But in review, O'Sullivan Review Book, very important to get. Practice tests. There's another book called Score Builders. You can look at those. There's apps now. There's things you can download to check those out, but make those out. There's also a PEAT exam, the physical examination assessment tool, and that's on the fsbpt.org website. So the PEAT exam, P-E-A-T exam, to look at those. That's another exam you can take. I believe it costs $90, and that's the most like the board exam as you can. So when in doubt, buy all the things you can. Study, study, study. Practice tests, meet with groups, study some more, know this stuff inside and out. Make it your job to do that because you don't really want to waste your time taking the test more than once. Got to get that debt paid down from PT school and get that all moving down and starting your career on there too. So again, as always, like, share, subscribe. Check out the O'Sullivan Review Books. Google the O'Sullivan Review Book on Google. It'll come up. It's like 85 bucks. And that's it, guys. Any questions on there too? Well, feel free to answer them. And as always, thank you.